Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. This is going to be another quick review. Really late with this one. I think I completed this one about probably 2 months ago. And to be honest guys, playing games like this really pains me. You know, to think that games, unique games like this, sell so badly. You know, compared to obviously like Call of Duty and like Battlefield, you know, they can like release any old game. You know, it's usually just the same recycled rubbish. And obviously they get millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of sales. Well, there's games like this, games like Lollipop Chainsaw, basically they just get forgotten about, you know, they just don't sell well at all. And that really pains me because games like this, you know, this game's got, in my opinion, an absolutely fantastic art style. You know, the way the game looks, you know, it doesn't look anything spectacular, but it's just the way it is. It's just really, you know, interesting art style. But of course, because this is Shadows of the Damned for the PS3. It's on the Xbox 360 and that as well. There's the back. This is one of those games I would actually classify as a hidden gem. You know, I really bloody enjoyed this. It's for the same makers of Lollipop Chainsaw. It's, what was it? Grasshopper Manufacture. I'm not sure if they're still around. I've not heard from them in ages, so, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, if they stop making games now, you know, considering how bad Lollipop Chainsaw in this game sold. So in Shadows of the Damned you play as Garcia Hotspur, who's like some Mexican, I don't know, badass. In my opinion, really good character, really funny. And he has his companion with him, who is a skull. His name is Johnson. Now, basically you carry him around like the majority of the game. He's like a torch. You know, because the game is quite dark at times. So obviously you use, you know, Johnson, the skull head, you know, to see your way around the place, and obviously he like warps into a gun as well. So basically what the game's about, guys, is you play as Garcia, and basically his girlfriend Paula, or as he calls her, Paula, gets kidnapped by the Lord of the Underworld, and gets taken down into like some kind of hell, and I believe you go to this place, I think it's called the City of the Damned, I believe, and basically the whole game is about just going and trying to get your girlfriend back. And you go through like all these different like dark streets, like woods, there's like areas where there's like blood, guts and stuff all over the walls. Like I say guys, in my opinion, really good art style. I mean, it's nothing, you know, the graphics are nothing spectacular, but for me, for a game like this, it works tremendously. You later on meet this guy called Christopher, who's like some weird like monster. And you basically like collect gems, and you basically feed the gems to this monster. He swallows them and then pukes up, well, basically whatever you want. Basically, you can get like alcohol to basically heal yourself, and there's like some other upgrades and that you can get as well for your guns and stuff. Another thing I've got to say, the music's fantastic. It's like some kind of like rock, like metal kind of music. In my opinion as well, works really well with the game. Really like the soundtrack, so definitely give it props for that. I believe it's by some director of Silent Hill. Shinji Mikami, director of Resident Evil 4, and Akira Yamaoka, I guess, sound director of Silent Hill. Another thing the game, in my opinion, does really right is the boss fights. For me, the boss fights were a lot of fun. I looked at a few reviews for this game and they were saying who wants to spend 20 minutes in a boss fight. You know, I've completed the game on normal. I didn't spend near 20 minutes in a boss fight, maybe 8 minutes maybe, at max. So I really don't know where they got the 20 minutes from. As for the weapon selection, I think there's quite a decent amount of weapons. There's just like the pistol, your shotgun, your machine gun. Now usually when I hear like a game's got 3 different weapons, I'm kind of worried. I think, oh, this is going to get repetitive. And it should have done, but for me, just shooting the zombies with the 3 different type of weapons the game has to offer, for me, I just think it worked really well. I never got bored. I just really enjoyed it. Also, if you're easily offended, I'd probably say this game's not for you, because obviously it's got a lot of, you know, blood, violence, a lot of like sex jokes, you know, dirty jokes and mentioning boners and stuff all the time. But you know, if you don't mind that, you know, it's a great experience. I mean, even your gun is called the boner, your handgun is called the boner, and then like you can upgrade it and it becomes like a flaming hot boner or something like that. There's also a part in the game where you have to use this like this phone and this like chat line kind of thing, and Johnson ends up turning his gun into a big boner. Obviously as he hears the girl on the other side of the phone, and you can like shoot these like big guys, kind of like the size of like the big daddies from Bioshock. basically shoot them with the big boners. So you know, that's for me, that was one of the like really memorable parts. And again guys, I just loved the variety, the whole variety of the game I thought was just absolutely fantastic. A cool feature this game has is basically when you're like fighting demons and zombies and stuff, basically the whole like area can be basically overcome in darkness. And the only way you can basically get rid of this darkness, because you can't kill enemies while the darkness is engulfing you, the only way you can basically get rid of the darkness is by shooting these like goat statues. Like a statue of a goat's head on the wall, it's basically making a whole load of noise. If you shoot that with Johnson, you basically use like a light shot. You shoot it with a light shot and basically the whole darkness will be, you know, banished, which obviously allows you to kill the enemies again. And that's another thing I really like about the game is the light shot. You can shoot enemies with the light shot and that basically stuns them. So again, you can go on to like melee attack them or basically shoot them at your leisure. And again guys, it's another really cool feature in this game. I've got almost nothing but praise for this game. Like I say guys, a hidden gem, a real hidden gem. And I do encourage everybody to play it if they can see it cheap. There's also like a side-scrolling like shooter you play as, obviously you're still playing as Garcia, but it's kind of like a 2D like, you know, side-scrolling shooter. Again, another really cool thing. I wasn't a huge fan, but you know, it didn't last that long. For me it was, you know, it was a welcoming change. It was just kind of, again, trying to like spice it up by like mixing up different styles of gameplay. And yeah, for me I think it'll still work quite well. Now I think that's really all I can say on Shadows of the Damned. Now there's a few negatives of course guys, I do like to, you know, obviously mention the negatives. I did get a few glitches. Basically there's one point where I started to go through walls and then in the end basically Garcia kept running and he couldn't stop. It was like just the whole screen went black and all you could basically see was Garcia just non-stop running. And obviously that was a glitch, I just had to reset, it wasn't anything major. The game does suffer a few like frame rate issues every now and again if there's like too many enemies or like, you know, some different areas. If there's a lot of things happening in one area, sometimes the frame rate does drop. But for me guys, what game doesn't have frame rate issues nowadays? Every single game that I've played on like the PS3 and that does seem to have frame rate issues at one point, so you know, for me I quickly adjusted to it. Another thing is Garcia moves quite weird, you know, it does take you a little bit to get used to, because he runs like really fast and he's quite hard to control for like going around corners and things, so you know, you'll constantly end up just running into the wall. But you know, again guys, a couple of hours playing it, you will adjust to it. And the last thing for me, I think it was too easy. I mean, I played it on normal, I think there was like a, you know, hard mode and stuff. But yeah, I played it on normal, you get so much alcohol, it's unbelievable. You know, you're finding tequilas and, you know, bottles of beer all over the place, you use that to heal yourself. And to buy the alcohol as well to heal yourself is really cheap. You know, so you should never run out of alcohol and never run out of health items. Kind of like Lollipop Chainsaw in that way, because Lollipop Chainsaw you can buy lollipops to heal yourself, and they're always so cheap and always so effective that it did make the game quite easy. And yeah, it's the same really with Shadows of the Damned. The last negative is there's no New Game Plus, so you can't play through the game again with all like the skills and like weapons, the weapon upgrades and that you've obtained throughout your journey through the game. You basically have to start again from scratch, which, you know, some people will consider a negative, but then again, in another way, you know, playing through the game again at the beginning of the game, I think it'd be really easy, even easier than normal, with obviously your upgraded stuff, upgraded weapons and things. So I do think it would be a bit too easy that way, but it's something, you know, a lot of people do consider a negative. But yeah, guys, yeah, that is my quick review for Shadows of the Damned. You can probably tell, huge fan of this game. I recommend it guys, you know, if you see it for maybe, you know, £5 or £6, because you don't see it often, but it's really cheap. Like I say, £5 or £6, you know, I would highly recommend it. Really good game, at least give it a try. It's, yeah, Shadows of the Damned. You know, really unique game. I wouldn't say I liked it more than Lollipop Chainsaw, but to be honest guys, I love both games. I wouldn't like to choose between the two. They're both, in my opinion, hidden gems, masterpieces, and really pains me that games like this just don't sell well. When you got so many like generic first-person shooters out there, but sell really well. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed this guys. Let me know if you've played this game, let me know what you think, and I will catch you all in the next video. See you guys, thanks for watching.